Oh, God, you're just gonna do that right here. Okay, he casts Siphon Life. Okie dokie. It's a good thing that rug's already red. Heinrich shakes off his hands in disgust. Before putting the Xenos to sleep, I will interrogate her. Oh, okay, that was a sleepy spell. I thought he just killed her. I have many questions that need answers. Okay. Okay. Oh, man, that was a lot. That was a lot of conversation. So Yearliet is no longer up here on the list. Now we gotta take care of the other guy. I'm surprised they didn't bring him up. Alright, Exemplar. Toughness. What do we got? What happened to the Dark Elf? He's right here. He's still in the party at the moment. You're not gonna do Marzipan's quest? What is Marzipan's quest? I thought I just did Marzipan's quest. Each use of slash increase damage dealt by slash by 1 till end of combat. Ooh, that's kind of neat. When the warrior takes damage, they gain 13% dodge, stacks up to 3 times, resets after a dodge. If the warrior is not attacked this turn, they gain 26% armor. I don't know if the dog attacking counts as an attack. Why do you have crows and mechs in your party? Let me finish this level up and I will show you. Give me just a minute. When the warrior uses a single shot or melee attack as a target, or gets 20% armor, gets attacks over the attack for 1 round. When the warrior parries, their next warrior skill costs 1 AP less. That could be cool. Alright, hang on, drink of water. Okay, Dicey. In the Arbites DLC, they added a new class option for the second class called Overseer. If you take Overseer, quite simply, you get a pet. But the type of pet depends on what your first class was. If you were an Arbites as your background, you get a Cyber Mastiff, which is robot dog. It has hit points, it can be attacked, it can be destroyed in combat, and it is like a weaker party member. And you can use your action points during your turn to give it orders, like attack him, protect him, things like that. If you are a Psyker, you get a Cyber Raven. The Cyber Raven's actually really cool. Any spells that you cast on it will become area of effect. So if you have it in the middle of your team and you cast buffs on it, those buffs hit your whole team. So I really like this. So I don't think I'll ever play this again with a Psyker that doesn't have the Cyber Raven. It's so good. If you were an operative, you get a Cyber Eagle. The Cyber Eagle is... It's an attacking pet like the dog, but when it's not its turn, it flies up into the sky and basically leaves the battlefield. So enemies rarely get chances to attack it, but it gets chances to attack them when you would give it an order. It like dive bombs the enemies. And the thing is the pet attack buttons, they don't have a limit of like 1 per turn. It's just their cost keeps increasing. So if I say dog attack, it's 1 AP. Dog attack, it's 2 AP. Dog attack, it's 3 AP. So for 6 AP, I can have it attack 3 times, even though I can only shoot once. And the last one is a swarm of servo skulls. They do not fight directly. They are utility. They have different things that they can do. One of them is called Medical Signal, and basically they just slowly heal everyone around them in combat. I have a buff on them right now that lets me use them as partial cover. So, like, I can have a teammate get behind them and use them to, like, body block shots as if they were terrain. And if you have an officer use this, the officer can give someone an extra turn. And if they're in range of this, then another person will get an extra turn. So, like, chains. And that's it. So, skulls, eagle, raven, dog. Depending on your class, if you're an overseer. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Let's see. I think she needs fellowship. Mm-mm-mm. Looking for anything helpful here. Get back in the fight, removes a fresh injury from the target, and heals the target for 1 wounds for each effect removed by get back in the fight. Okay. That could be cool. Wounds are no excuse. Have you tried not being wounded? Willpower for him. Sooner. What I really do? Nope. Nope. Defensive stance is okay. Epicenter of Slaughter is okay. Sure. We'll do that. Okay, Shooty Boy. What do you need? Let's do ballistic skill. I'm shooting with him more than meleeing with him. Swift Slaughter, sure. Cabela. Oh. She's got 3 level ups to do. What do we got? Next attack against the target can't be dodged or parried. That could be good. Choose an exemplar talent. Every melee attack the character makes reduces the target's armor by 2% until end of combat. This stacks. Alright, Destroyer's pretty good. Any damage this character deals is increased by 1 for every attack they've made this combat. That could also be good. Know-it-all, 3% bonus to armor, armor pen, dodge, dodge reduction, critical, hit chance, critical damage, and parry. You know what? Let's get know-it-all. Can't really go wrong with all of that. So Master of Torture says that you do 5% more damage to a target for each type of damage over time effect on them. There's bleeding, burning, and poison. So I think there's only 3 types of damage over time effects. Because I don't, like, if you've got 10 stacks of poison on them, I don't think it's counting it 10 times. Just because it has the word type in it. Tormenting Sprain. Whenever an enemy suffering from any of your dots dodges an attack, all dots on the target deal 10% more damage. Let's try that. Choose a first tier archetype. Enemies attacked by the Blade Dancer have their skills reduced till the start of the next turn. Pen of Pain. Blood Oath restores additional AP. Max health increase. Let's get max health increase. Can't go wrong there. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what my current like team comp is going to be with all these new characters, even though I just threw Yearly Ed out the trash chute. All right. Hang on, I got 2 bites left. Where is Heinrich? There he is.
To what do I owe this visit?
Get rid of Marizai. I'm wondering. So I think Mr. Mattyman in chat would probably know. Mattyman, if I just don't do anything about Marizai, will there be a thing later on, like there was just now with Yearliet, where Heinrich just comes to you and says, "Can I kill him?" I am curious. While we wait on his response, how long have you served the Inquisition?
Since the day of my initiation as an acolyte. So, decades. How many real years it's been, it's hard to say. When I return from a journey through the warp, I often discover that much more or much less time has passed in real space.
You visited many worlds during your service, I'll wager.
Indeed. I have visited many of the places brought to the Emperor's light, and those sullied by the filth of the archenemy. In truth, even after all these years spent visiting the various corners of the Imperium and looking beyond its borders, I still consider the Segmentum Solar to be the greatest of all humanity's bastions. Nothing compares to the majesty of Holy Terror, the might of Mars, the grandeur of the Segment's other worlds.
At least 2 events can remove him permanently. Isn't one of those events when you meet Kalkazar in his office and you say, "Take back your spy"? And then Heinrich's like, it leaves your party at that point? I know that one. Let's change the subject.
Gladly.
Alright, so kinda wanna get rid of Marizai. I feel like as a dogmatic fellow, I'd be like, okay, you served your purpose. I used you to get out of the trap that you and Yurliet put me into. Now I'm getting rid of you.
Rogue trader.
But I also want to hear his voice actor a little bit more. I wish to know more about you and your cabal.
Ask your questions. I will decide which is worthy of an answer.
You were the Drakon of your cabal. What does that mean exactly?
The Drakon is the first among the blades of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, and the Drukhari who stands but one rung below the Archon. The Drakon leads raids and wages wars against other Cabals, keeps the arrogant true-born and half-born upstarts at bay, and has the pick of any opponent in any battle. Irimaris used to have others in her inner circle, but I ensured that they all disappeared one by one, and that their successors were too terrified to take their place. That was when my sister engaged an incubi order to serve as her bodyguards. Incubi do not respond to fear or bribes.
What sparked the conflict between you and Irimaris?
Must there be another reason beyond survival and ambition? Kamora does not tolerate weakness. Kamora respects only strength and cunning. Either you climb upward on the corpses of your enemies, or you become one of the steps underfoot.
I know who the voice actor of Heinrichs is, Chris Tester. I recognized his voice. He does a lot of voice actor work on YouTube and TikTok. Speaking of voice actors, hold on, I want to check something. Okay. What was the big devil's name in Baldur's Gate 3? Was it Raphael? Hold on, BG3 Raphael. I'm gonna see if I'm saying this right. Yes. Okay, BG3 Raphael voice actor. I'm chasing a theory here. Okay, Andrew Wincott. I swear I heard his name last night while I was playing Total War. Total War, Orm 3. Andrew, what was his name? Andrew Wincott. Is he in this game? Yes! He is! He is! Okay, I was playing Total War Warhammer 3 at like 1 in the morning last night, and I heard like some guy say something, and I was like, that's the devil from Baldur's Gate 3. And I just checked. Yes, Andrew Wincott is the voice actor for Helman Gorst in Total War Warhammer 3. So Raphael the Devil is the same guy who's like, Helman Gorst! Ah. Alright, feels good, feels good. The singing devil, yep. Okay. Irimaris was your sister.
We shared the same blood, and we emerged into the world from the same womb. We were both true-born, and we both stood above the scum that comes from tubes and vials.
That is such a weird way of saying she's my sister. Yeah, we shared a womb. Like, what? How is it that the great and terrifying Marizai was only the Drakon of the Cabal and not its Archon?
Keep your arrogance in check. Irimaris was clever and deadly, and if I had underestimated her abilities and strength, I would have been food for the Urguls long ago. The very fact that she surpassed me speaks for itself. I refused to give her cause to cast me out as a traitor. No, our rivalry, our little game that ran since our birth, took time. And another thing, when you're at the top, you need something to stave off boredom. This game amused us and terrorized the rest of the Cabal.
Lord Xenos, you speak low Gothic. Knowing your kind, I cannot believe that you learned it willingly.
It was a punishment. One of my raids was not as successful as it should have been, and Irimaris ordered Tavantius to forcibly implant the knowledge of the repulsive monkey language into my mind. supposedly so that I could at least benefit the Cabal by coaxing the monkey into their cages. 5 days I spent under a cerebral burner in the Spire's main hall, to the delight of Irimeris's entourage. I dislocated every joint, struggling in agony against my shackles. But I would endure it all again to expel this poison from my head.
Yo! I mean, that's some great Duolingo. He learned the whole language in 5 days of torture? Yo, that's good time. You call yourself a trueborn. What does that mean?
It is a caste in Camorra. Noble Drukhari born under certain circumstances. Their cradle before birth was not an amniotic gestational tube, but a living womb. Carrying a fetus for such a lengthy term is as good as a death sentence for a female Drukhari. She is too vulnerable to her enemy's attacks, and she is of no use on a raid. In Camorra, only the most powerful Drukhari, who are able to surround themselves with the best protection, can allow themselves such an extravagance.
That is so effed up. Going through normal pregnancy is a death sentence because everyone's constantly trying to kill each other.
Farkaza Aziriesh, poisoner of Azdrujar, and Shaimish's elect, was one such exalted leader of the Drukhari. The result was worth the effort.
Oh, so he was born naturally from her. Nazrakai and the Cabal of the Black Heart. What is their relationship to your Cabal?
The Cabal of the Black Heart is the most ancient of all the Cabals, and the largest. It casts a shadow over all Camorra, and when the Black Heart strikes, you submit or you die. The Reaving Tempest was not prepared to perish, so when the Black Heart's shadow stretched as far as us, Irimeris's predecessors chose to bend the knee and become their vassals. Irimeris never liked the Cabal's subordinate position. Her words, and sometimes her actions, directed against the Black Heart, prompted whispers of discontent and fear among those who served her. I was not willing to renounce the protection of Asdrubal Vekt's own Cabal. If I had succeeded in overthrowing Irimeris with Nazrakay's aid, many within the Reaving Tempest would have supported me.
Tavantius the Arch Machinator. What is your connection to him?
Tavantius was Irimeris's ally, not mine. The Reaving Tempest is his patron, and patron also to the Witches of the Arena. I have had cause to seek out his artistry several times, and each time with difficulty. Of late, he's been gone from Camorra more often than he's been in it. He was probably in one of his lairs where he hides his other experiments and creations.
Do you have any ideas where his other layers might be?
After Tavantius quarreled with the witches and was stripped of the Cabal's protection, his havens in Camorra were turned into a deadly trap. I imagine they've been ransacked and destroyed by now. His other hideouts may be somewhere in the tangle of the webway, or in real space. But that last possibility is madness even for a homunculus.
When did you have need of his expertise?
When the grotesque of a rival Cabal ripped my arm off at the shoulder, when I needed a substance to wring the truth out of you in the Obsidian Court, when I had personal desires that only a master of flesh could satisfy.
I'm just imagining Marizine going into Tavantius and being like, Tavantius, I require Botox. I want my cheeks smooth as eggshells. And Tavantius is like, ugh. What personal desires?
You are just dying to know, aren't you?
Told you, smooth as eggshells. That's enough about the homunculus. The more I listen, the more it seems that for a proud Drukhari, you very much enjoy submitting.
An amusing example of a primitive mind. Any Drukhari towers over any monkey, and we do not conceal our attitude to livestock. But my Kabbalite kin, every one of them should be treated with caution, and those who have already demonstrated their power and might are a deadly threat in their own right. I do not revel in submission. I accept things as they are. And I wait until a point of weakness reveals itself and calls to my blade.
You have numerous titles, I recall. Tell me about them.
Eviscerator of Illiridas, Blaze of the Barkag Kingdom, and Slayer of Corocius the Pale. Illiridas was a world inhabited by our distant Eldari cousins, until I led a reaping raid there. The Barkag Kingdom was a separate cluster on the fringes of Camorra before it went to war with the Reaving Tempest, and by the time I left, I was wading through the blood of its inhabitants. And lastly, Corocius the Pale. He was an ancient homunculus who betrayed the Aziriash at the behest of another Cabal. That was not a military victory, but a personal one. In his attempts to make himself invincible, Corocius had sown inside himself the deadliest creatures from the depths of Camorra. It did not save him. I cut out every one of his 8 hearts and sent them to his former coven as a warning to the rest.
I see.
Are you sure?
What do you plan to do next?
I must adapt to my new circumstances, and to this bucket that you monkey call a void ship.
Bucket?
These alloy bulkheads, so primitive.
I wish to know more about your kind.
What exactly do you want to know?
In what way do your kind differ from Craft World Eldari?
In all ways. The Asuriani are feeble shadows of our ancestors. We are their true inheritors. The Asuriani hide from she who thirsts behind their paths, relying on the visions of their precious far-seers, or blind to the reality around them. We Drukhari laugh in the face of the unknown. We thrive off the carnage and pain we inflict.
Your kind are obsessed with pain. Why?
Because the ecstasy of suffering is the highest form of pleasure, accessible only to superior beings. By your very nature, creatures like you are incapable of knowing such gratification. You abandoned that topic very quickly. Why am I not surprised?
Why did the Drukhari hide in the webway? Why not live in real space?
Watch it. It is monkey who run and hide, not our kin. Camorra is the legacy of our ancestors. They found a way to penetrate the tangle of the webway and move through its twisting labyrinths. Few would hazard to travel in this splintered kingdom, let alone erect bastions in it. The Drukhari are the only Eldari who do not fear the horrors of the webway. For every peril we overcome makes us stronger.
Awareness test succeeded. Mazzari sounds sincere, but it is clearly his truth that he is speaking. Something in his face makes you think there's another reason why the Drukhari race chose such a tumultuous dimension to be their home. I keep hearing the name Asdrubal Vex. Tell me about him.
No. No one speaks of the Overlord of Camorra without good reason. Amusing you is certainly not reason enough.
A subtle shift occurs on Marazai's face as if a shadow has just fallen across it. That will do.
Perhaps. What else? Then go. I will find something to amuse myself with.
Alright. I have heard his voice lines. I feel like we get rid of him, though. He wasn't that great in a fight for me. And he did take part in torturing all my officers and me.